I was actually born in Ponca City, Oklahoma. My dad was working in the oil patch, and we moved to California. Went to college in San Diego, started a small masonry company till the economy took a hit. I ended up at a radio station selling advertising. I had a client that was a paging company. She was a big advertiser, and I met her husband. And he had just been hired by Craig McCaw. The next thing I knew, I was on a plane to Seattle to interview with the three McCaw brothers. I was hired as the national sales manager at the time.
I had been working on getting licenses overseas, and in particular in Hong Kong. Brad walked by my office and I said, "Who do you work for?"
And I just kind of shrugged my shoulders. And he said, "Great, you got to go to Hong Kong on Tuesday." "For what?"
The phrase they use in Asia and Europe is seconded, essentially loaned him to the operations, the startup level for the first GSM system ever built in Asia.
We put together a team, a very competitive process. It was the fourth license in Hong Kong. We won the license, and we ended up building a phenomenal business over there.
In 1994, McCaw sold to AT&T. Brad was still in Hong Kong. Eventually, he and I came up with an idea of pursuing licenses, and we created Western Wireless International.
We quickly partnered with one of our friends, Dick Sherwin. That got us a license in Latvia, followed by the Republic of Georgia. And we slowly started building up a profile, markets that really valued having an American operating partner.
It ran a full gambit. It ran from applying for and obtaining licenses in foreign jurisdictions to operate wireless telephone systems. We also created partnerships or other legal entities with local partners, bought and sold businesses, entered into financing arrangements for the businesses we bought. Almost everything dealing with obtaining and operating wireless licenses.
I think the market put very, very little value on the international assets. Alltel showed up and made an offer to acquire all of Western Wireless.
The pieces of international got sold off separately because Alltel didn't want to own the business.
It got down to the last couple of assets, the businesses in Haiti and Bolivia, and John calls. They're having problems with the buyer of Haiti and asked if we were interested in it. And he said, "Why don't you and Terry and I buy it back?" That really is what formed Trilogy in the beginning, thinking there were still some opportunities that were out there. I was having a management meeting and a budget meeting in Miami when the earthquake happened.
Early reports of extensive damage are coming from the capital, Port-au-Prince, 700 miles from Miami.
Texts started coming in, getting a play-by-play over the next 10 or 15 minutes.
The 7.0 quake hit this afternoon about 10 miles west of Haiti's capital city. At least one hospital has collapsed and people are screaming for help.
We quickly realized that it was a disaster of epic proportions.
They don't know for sure, but probably 250,000 people died in a country of around 9 million.
We were the first plane in the following morning. My local partner met me on the tarmac, tear-stained face, and he just said, "The country's destroyed." We had a very good relation with the State Department. I had a little bit of leverage of being able to get a plane in every day. And so I'd bring in food, water, engineering support that we needed to rebuild the network, and we became the only lifeline out of the country. We made a few phone calls to our friends in the U.S., T-Mobile, AT&T, both stepped up big time, gave us thousands of phones for relief workers who were there. For the next 4 to 6 weeks, the most important thing was keeping that network up and operating.
He is a national hero as far as I'm concerned in Haiti.
We did a lot of good down there. It wasn't just about providing service. It was about providing something to the community. He was bringing wireless telephony to countries that were in dire need of communications as well as other infrastructure.
It seems to be a perfect cap for the end of a career. I've just been fortunate that I've been surrounded by some of the most brilliant minds in the business, but also just some of the best people.